Have you ever wondered what exists on the side of the moon that is permanently hidden from Earth's view? For over 50 years, no human has traveled back to this distant rocky surface. The Artemis 2 mission is finally returning us to that deep space environment. Traveling this far from Earth requires years of incredible engineering and careful planning. To make a mission like this work, we need to ask, how was it prepared? And exactly how were its thousands of parts tested before anyone leaves the ground? To understand our future in space, we have to look back at exactly how every piece of this mission was put together. First, a giant rocket was built specifically to break free from Earth's gravity. This towering orange machine is called the Space Launch System. But the rocket only does the heavy lifting off the ground. To keep the astronauts alive in the freezing, airless environment of deep space, a special crew capsule named Orion was designed. This shows the shiny heat shield of that capsule. Specialized technicians constructed these layers to protect the crew from the intense heat of returning to Earth. This exact reflective surface was tested repeatedly to ensure it survives extreme heat. Inside the ship, complex computer brains were installed and tested in massive, perfectly clean rooms, just like the one you see here. Every single bolt, wire, and computer chip was carefully made so the ship could survive in the cold, empty vacuum of space. A ship needs someone to fly it. Out of thousands of candidates, these 4 specific astronauts were chosen for the flight. Specific roles were assigned to each person to make sure the mission succeeds, including a pilot to help steer the ship. You might recognize this bulky white spacesuit from the older Apollo moon landings. But for Artemis, brand new spacesuits were designed to give the crew much more freedom to move while they work. To get ready for the feeling of floating, zero-gravity training was provided to the crew in giant indoor pools. Sinking actual spacecraft modules into the water allowed the crew to practice the exact tasks they will perform once they are actually in space. While the astronauts are the famous faces of the mission, their survival relies entirely on the suits that were made and the training that was provided to them. This vintage mission control room shows the team that guided astronauts to the moon. For this trip, a completely new flight path to the far side was mapped out. This slingshot path carries the ship around the back of the moon, pulling it safely home. It uses the moon's natural gravity to save rocket fuel. The furthest point on this loop tests the limits of the ship's safety systems. This flight route is a great example of invisible engineering, a map drawn years before the rocket will ever leave the ground. The work is almost complete. A massive spaceship was built, a highly trained crew was selected, and a safe path was mapped. The Artemis 2 mission was created as an incredibly important first step toward our distant future in deep space. The tools and lessons from this flight are the ones we need for even longer journeys. One day, missions to Mars might even be designed by you. Teacher, please pause the video here so we can practice. Can you list 3 things that were built, designed, or planned for this mission? These historic achievements happen because thousands of careful actions were taken to reach the final goal.